It all started with a kiss, but not the kind that warms your heart. This kiss detonated an empire, exposed a marriage, and launched a social media firestorm so chaotic it felt scripted. Except it wasn't. One camera, one careless moment, 30 seconds. And just like that, Andy Byron went from Forbes' featured tech visionary to the internet's favorite villain. Welcome to the story of a Coldplay concert that shattered more than sound barriers. It shattered trust, careers, reputations, and maybe even the definition of modern-day loyalty. Let's rewind. Andy Byron wasn't your everyday tech CEO. He was the face of Astronomer, a data analytics company once valued at $1.3 billion. Known for his charismatic presence, innovative leadership, and that ever-so-predictable, humble genius persona on LinkedIn. The press called him a unicorn whisperer. His employees? Let's just say they had other names. Now, fast forward to the Coldplay concert. It was meant to be a night of lights, music, and nostalgia. Andy sat front row with a woman, not his wife, Megan. She was stunning, laughing, and close. Very close. Too close. Then came the kiss cam, a harmless stadium tradition. People cheer, couples smooch. But this time, it caught something else. The two quickly separated and attempted to hide their faces, with the man ducking down when they noticed they were on a giant screen at the venue. The crowd gasped. And in that single blink, that moment changed everything. Was broadcast on the Jumbotron, filmed by a dozen phones, and uploaded faster than Chris Martin could say yellow. By the time the concert ended, the footage had already hit TikTok. An hour later, Twitter had dissected it frame by frame. By morning, it was headline news. But this wasn't just viral, it was vicious. Because that woman, she wasn't just a date. She was Andy's head of HR. Suddenly, it wasn't just about a kiss. It was about ethics, power dynamics, workplace abuse. And where was Megan Byron in all of this? Silent, invisible, vanished. Her Instagram? Gone. Facebook? Wiped. No statements, no public breakdowns, no PR team in overdrive. Just silence. And silence, as it turns out, can be deafening. While the world mocked her husband, Megan became something else, a symbol of quiet strength, of dignity under pressure. People began posting in her defense. She doesn't owe us anything. She walked away with grace. She's what class looks like. But inside Astronomer, it was anything but graceful. Employees started talking. Former interns spilled tea. Whistleblowers dropped anonymous essays. Words like toxic, paranoid, and hostile started circulating. One post read, "We weren't building software. We were surviving Andy's ego." Another said, "The HR head had been weaponized for years. This wasn't love, it was leverage." Then came the fake apology. Yes, fake. A viral thread claimed Andy had released a Notes app apology. But sharp-eyed users realized the screenshot font didn't match Apple's default. Turns out it was an AI-generated forgery. But people didn't care, because the real Andy still hadn't said a word. His team refused media requests. Astronomer's homepage went blank. LinkedIn profiles started disappearing. Byron's name was removed from the company site. The woman from the concert? No longer listed in leadership. Investors pulled out. Partnerships crumbled. One board member simply said, "We were blindsided." But really, were they? Insiders claimed there were whispers for years, that the culture was rotten, that HR complaints were buried or turned into performance reviews, that Andy had surrounded himself with yes men and burned out anyone who asked questions. And Megan? She'd seen it all from the inside. Before she was a wife, She was a co-founder. Her fingerprints were all over astronomers' early culture until she stepped back, quietly, about a year ago. No public reason given. Some say she knew. Some say she'd already left him emotionally. Some say she stayed for the kids. Others say she stayed for the silence. But what's undeniable is this. When it all fell apart, Meghan never picked up a microphone. She didn't go on podcasts. She didn't sell her story. She just left. And that, more than anything, enraged the internet. Because we're used to drama. We're used to chaos. But what we're not used to is poise. While Andy fumbled, the memes soared. Merchandise popped up overnight. I kissed my HR rep and all I got was canceled. Live by the kiss cam, die by the kiss cam. Late night hosts roasted him. A yacht parody account was created with fake updates about Andy sailing away from accountability. One tweet said, "He built a company from scratch just to destroy it with a single smooch. Efficiency king." Even Elon Musk chimed in, "Live by the algorithm, die by the algorithm." And then came the emotional toll. Reports say Meghan moved states with the children. School paparazzi showed up. Family members were harassed online. One cousin posted, "Leave the kids out of it. They didn't choose the spotlight." But the internet never forgets, and it rarely forgives. So what happened next? Andy resigned. A one-line press statement buried in tech press. No live interview, no accountability tour. Astronomer named an interim CEO. The board issued an internal memo saying they were reevaluating workplace standards. But employees knew. This wasn't about policy, it was about power. Because at the end of the day, the real story wasn't just the kiss. It was the rot behind it. The years of manipulation, the quiet HR complaints, the polished LinkedIn posts masking burnout, the obsession with optics over ethics. And Meghan? She became a quiet heroine, without lifting a finger, without tweeting a word, without showing a tear. Because sometimes the loudest thing you can say is nothing at all. So what's left? A fallen empire, a disgraced founder, a shattered family, and a camera that captured it all. This wasn't a scandal, it was a cultural mirror. Infidelity, power, corporate rot, public shaming, private grief, all of it wrapped in one viral video that played on stadium screens, Twitter feeds, and TikTok loops. And what about you? What would you do if your worst moment went global? Subscribe for more untold stories, because the truth, like the internet, always finds a way out.